Yo, 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 and hello out there, everybody. What is going on? It's your boy Willie Epting Jr. Checking in. We have a not a new, but a different show lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen, out there this evening because it is the Super Show. It is a Show Nuff, Super Show Divided. And we got the combatants, if you will. They are on the other side. We're going to bring them in here in just a second. But before we do that, you already know what time it is. You already know what we got to do. So without further ado, come on, y'all. Let's go out here and get this thing. All right. Time to go. Here we go. Right now. Let's get it. All right, so we are back for a Super Show, Show Nuff Divided. We will be talking about the first half. It will be a review, and we will be previewing the second half. So let's go ahead and bring them in. The stars are here, Bryan and Teshia. What's going on, brother and sister?
Doing good, doing good.
Stuff. Hello.
Well, it is so good to see you guys again. Hope everything is all right in your collective worlds or your individual worlds, rather.
Oh yeah,
That's
everything's good. Absolutely.
All right, and Teshia, I see you got your face paint on. I see. What's up?
I did that. Did that.
Mm-hmm.
That's I'm trying to be like subtle, and that just happened. So
There's nothing subtle about you. Let's just stop lying. All right, let's go ahead and bring in the other combatants, if you will. Number one, the Monroe Madman is back delivering some madness. Greg, what's going on, buddy? How long we been doing this?
I know I'm a rookie mistake. What's up, Willie?
What's going on, man? You doing all right?
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, you and Brian's Jags are out there doing some things, huh?
They're making some moves, making some waves out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and speaking of making some moves, I don't think anybody thought that this team would be 5-3, but here they are. And if the playoffs were to start right now, all four teams in her division would be in the playoffs to include her team. And that, of course, is the Cleveland Browns. And she is Rachel Hill in all her excitement. What's up, Rach?
Nothing. How you doing today?
let's go.
I don't know. You tell me how you're doing.
I'm doing well. So happy to be here and miss you guys. And I'm ready to go.
I bet you are. All right. So again, not Tennille, that's my cousin. Kelsey and Brandy Fairfax. They will not be able to join us as regularly scheduled, as they had some things to come up. Real life happened. So we wish them nothing but everything, the best. And before we get started, I just wanted to talk about real quick about how much I appreciate each and one of you guys for being available and having the heart to do this with me. You're always there when I call on you, and that means a lot to me. So I wanted to say thank you guys for your hearts to always be willing to do this.
My pleasure, Will.
That's absolutely. Likewise. Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah. I thought I would boost y'all up before I start tearing y'all down. So here we go.
Here we go.
All right, so let's get into it. We're gonna run the story. So I think I'm gonna start with Brian and Greg, because their two teams are mirrors of one another. I mean, because they are the same. So let's run the story about your biggest storyline from the first half of the season for hashtag Duval and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Greg, you can go first.
Well, I'm going to start with the fact that the Jags are playing extremely well on the road and making things happen away from the bank. And, I mean, they're getting hot at the right time as far as I'm concerned. So the Road Warrior Jags are my storyline.
Yeah, and they've been doing that on the road. They even won a game in Europe. But I think that was
two games.
Two games
in Europe.
Won 2 games in Europe, and one of those games was a road game, and the other one was a home game, although both games were in Europe. How does that work? Yeah, Brian, go ahead, man. Let's run the story on, or your story on your Jags.
And I like Greg. I like what he said, but I think the biggest storyline is the fact that we came out 1-2. You came out 1-2 and 5 straight. Not only 5 straight, but we said it, on the road. Most of that time, we've won in 2 different continents, 3 or 4 different states. I mean, they're rocking and rolling right now. That's the storyline. I mean, that writes itself. I mean, we're sitting 3rd, in the AFC right now. I mean, I couldn't be happier.
All right, Kansas City Chiefs, and we're going to get to the reason why I have on a Kansas City Chiefs hat here in just a second. It does involve a wager, but this time it does not involve the Las Vegas Raiders. So, Teshia, run the story for the Kansas City Chiefs, the biggest storyline from the first half of the season for you.
That we're still winning. I mean, we lost, but I don't know. We're still trying to find ways to win. So that's the biggest storyline. That's it. That is it.
Y'all lost to the Denver Broncos, didn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, Willie, listen. I'll accept what she says as long as she doesn't say Taylor Swift is the biggest storyline of the Kansas City Chiefs. As long as she doesn't say that, I'll accept whatever she says.
Webcam down. I was going to throw my webcam through the wall if she did. I was not going to listen to any more Taylor Swift stories. Who cares?
Lord have mercy. All right, Rachel, run the story for what's going on up there in Northeast Ohio, Cuyahoga County. Y'all stand up. What's the biggest storyline out there?
I should put my Browns hat on. I wasn't really thinking. The biggest storyline out there is pretty much all the injuries that have taken place to our players, special players that we need to win. We've had some injuries on the offensive line. Jack Conklin, Jedrick Wills just went out. We lost Jack Conklin for the season, one of our best guards. Also, Deshaun Watson being hurt. Jedrick Wills, the left tackle, just recently went out, and we've lost Nick Chubb. So you've lost all starters, and somehow they've managed to be 5-3 at this point. So I think the biggest storyline is the injuries. And, even though Deshaun Watson just got back, he has admitted he's not at 100%, and he still might need, well, he didn't say this, but, depending on how bad that injury is, he still might need surgery in the off season. So we don't really know, but he's working his way back slowly but surely.
All right, and before we get to the storyline for my Las Vegas Raiders, and since I do have on this Kansas City Chiefs hat, oh, by the way, I hate them, and thank you guys out there for checking us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram TV, and YouTube again, and of course Twitter or X. All right, and here's the thing: the Kansas City Chiefs went to Mile High and lost to the Denver Broncos. And Brian and I, as we talked about it on that particular episode right after that game, well, the episode before that game, there was a friendly wager thrown out there, and it kind of went a little bit like this right here.
It sounds to me like you're asking me if we're playing football. We're definitely not playing football. That is no. I mean, we might be playing, but it's not football. Yeah. No, not worried at all. And oh my gosh, I swear, if we lose. And you know what, though? There's always a chance he can. So if something like that happens, I hope you give me enough heck I gave you. But I think this one's a it's our next week, not the Frankfurt game.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of that stupid team. You should know that.
I do know that. So we're gonna be it's bye week. Sorry. So we have a bye week, and then the next game is our Germany game. So this is gonna be really good. We're gonna go like scrimmage some football, rough a couple little kids up, like be like pop, 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 and then we'll play some really good football. Travis Kelce will be on his high horse. Pat Mahomes is gonna be really, really good, and then we're gonna have like all this time to rest, and also I'm sure Taylor Swift will be there. You know, if she's not, then you'll get 50% from Kelsey, which is still 100% on anybody else. But I'm really not worried. No, it'll be fun to watch though. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, but I'm telling you right now,
I don't think so. That's close.
If for some reason, any reason at all, the Broncos beat Kansas City,
it could happen.
Wait a minute.
It could happen.
No. That's the thing. We don't think that it can. All right. So what you guys did hear behind that was if the Broncos were to beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Thursday Night Football 3 Thursdays ago, I would wear a Kansas City Chiefs hat on the show for the remainder of the year.
Ooh.
Now, nobody out there thought that would be the case. Nobody in East, North, West, South hell thought that hell would freeze over that fast to where the Broncos would beat the Chiefs. Now, because I hate the Chiefs so much, and I actually bet on them to win, and they lost, here we are. So, with that being said, biggest storyline for my Las Vegas Raiders. Oh, my gosh. Ding dong, the wicked witch is dead. And I am talking about Josh McFraud, Josh McDummy, and Dave Ziegler as McDaniels gets the McAxe and he gets McFired. And in the game against the Giants right after that, I mean, I know it's the Giants, but the Raiders came out looking like Super Bowl contenders, if you ask me. Maybe not Super Bowl contenders, but that's just if you ask me. We have been clamoring for this in Raider Nation for the last, I don't know how long. And what basically happened is Josh McDaniels had lost the team. And we knew that. We as fans knew that. And a few of us that have a little bit of inside information knew that. But it became public thanks to Jay Glazer from Fox Sports. And basically, they said, Mark, we need to get rid of this dude. And he was gone. So that's my run the story for the Las Vegas Raiders. Any comments, guys, from any of the things that was just said or replayed?
Are you doing okay?
I'm doing fine.
All right, then. That's my
I do have one question for you, Willie. You know, the show opener, of course, you start with the Raiders, but you still got Derek Carr running out the tunnel.
Yeah, I was going to ask the same thing.
He's in the black and gold, not the black and silver.
It's a throwback because it's like, oh, here's another thing. I'm glad you asked that question because it was Josh McDaniels, not Dave Ziegler or even Mark Davis for that matter. It was Josh McDaniels that talked them into getting rid of David Carr in favor of Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy Garoppolo has 9 interceptions and only has played in 1 quarter of football this year. He's turned the ball over that much. And for Antonio Pierce to come out and say Aiden O'Connell will be the starter going forward for the rest of the year, that was like Christmas came way early. So that is the method behind, or the madness behind the method that is #Raider Nation, because we are the illest. Does that answer your questions?
Mm-hmm. So how are you going to feel about Jim Harbaugh being your coach next year?
We ain't gonna talk about that right now. Because Antonio Pierce is he's gonna keep that job. Watch what I tell you. All right. So what do we have next? The first half Blues. Most disappointing team from the first half of the year that is not our team. Rachel?
I'd say the Denver Broncos. I expected them a little bit to do a little bit more this season. I thought, Russell Wilson was going to have a comeback season, but they don't really have much around him or anything like that. So I'm a little bit disappointed because I thought that there was going to be some improvement after kind of a wake up call last year for them. So that's the team that I said is a little bit disappointing.
They did beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, I know, but still.
They did.
I mean, why you sitting there talking?
Censored it.
Go ahead, Rachel.
That was a highlight, for them right there. But I'm not expecting them to do much this season at all.
Mm-hmm.
I completely agree.
All right, Teshia. So
I definitely got to agree with that.
So
I'll make it short and sweet. I completely agree with everything she just said. Just like right there in the bag. Just bought it. Done. That was on point.
They did beat the Chiefs though.
That was a thing and it happened.
As Rasheed Wallace said, the sun shines on a dog's butt at least once a year. So there you go.
Oh, so what are you saying? The Denver Broncos are a bunch of dogs?
No, but you get what I'm saying because you keep saying they beat the Chiefs. Well,
they did.
Things like that are going to happen. The Chiefs are going to lose some games. They're not infallible.
True or false?
It's football. Yeah.
We're not doing. I don't think we're doing true or false this particular episode. All right. Okay. Bryan, who's got what team outside of your team? Well, yeah, it won't be your team, but you know what I'm saying. The most disappointing story or team for you from the first half.
So for me, it has to be the Giants. It's got to be the New York Giants. I mean, they're sitting at 2-7, and a lot of people had them picked, to be a fringe playoff team this year. You go back and look at our pre-show. Pretty sure a lot of people picked the Giants at least to be, possibly in the playoffs there. So I mean, it's been bad that the sun hadn't shined on them at all this season, even with the 2 wins. I don't know exactly who they won those against. I don't remember because I just don't care about them. But I can tell you this: Daniel Jones is not it, and they paid him a lot of money, and he isn't it. And he looked worse this year than he did last year. So, and that's saying something.
All right, Greg.
Well, since Bryan stole my team, yes, I was going with the Giants too because they are hot garbage as far as it goes in the NFL. I'm going to go with one of the local teams here in Louisiana, the Saints. A little bit of a disappointment. They were expecting big things from Derek Carr this year, and it just hasn't panned out. I actually went to the Jacksonville, New Orleans game, and man, the Superdome's rocking. It's always rocking. It's loud. It's rowdy. It's all that, but you take all that fluff away, they ain't got much down there, to be honest with you. I'm just not impressed with what Dennis Allen's doing. He needs to go. So you got rid of McDaniels. Now can you go get rid of Dennis Allen because he is terrible?
Yeah.
Didn't he coach the Raiders at one time? I think he did.
He actually was there when the Raiders drafted Derek Carr.
Well, he's terrible.
So,
that would be my disappointment. I mean, the Saints were picked to win their division. That's right. Picked to win their division easily, and I don't know that they're going to beat the Buccaneers.
Well,
or the Falcons for that matter.
They've already lost to the Buccaneers, so
I mean in the division. You know what I mean? If they're going to win the division.
Right. Oh, okay. I got you. Yeah, because I think we all in the season preview show, it was unanimous that we were picking the Saints to win that thing.
Yep.
Well, so yeah, the Giants, they beat the Arizona Cardinals after coming back. I think they were down. I want to say it was 28 or 24 to 28-7. I want to say they were down in that game. And they also beat the Washington Commanders by a ripe old offensive juggernaut of a game, 14-7. All right. For me, I think the biggest disappointment I'm gonna say the New Orleans Saints also because of everything that we just talked about. I expected big things from Derek Carr, but then I forgot that Dennis Allen was the head coach. And I remembered after I forgot that he was the head coach, that he was the head coach in Oakland, and he was absolutely ridiculously bad there. I think it was that team that started 0-11 or maybe 0-12, and we wound up beating the Kansas City Chiefs on a Thursday night game back whenever that was. So
I'm sorry. We're just censoring this. Yeah.
I think it was that particular year. Derek Carr and Khalil Mack's rookie season. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm fairly certain that's what it was. So I expected, like we've talked about, we expected way more from the Saints. But Dennis Allen, yeah, I'm thinking that it might not have been a bad idea for Sean Payton to stay or even to go back to New Orleans, but it is what it is. All right, let's move on. The surprise party. Rachel, other than your team, which team, player, coach has been the biggest surprise thus far in 2023?
Lamar Jackson. I knew he always had it in him, but I wasn't expecting him to be playing, out of his mind right now. So I'm a little surprised by that, how well the Baltimore Ravens are playing. But they've traditionally been always a tough team and a tough out. But it's like he's coming into his own again this season and possibly could win MVP, like he did a couple years ago. But as Lamar goes, that team goes. So that they're out to 7-2, I believe. So scary matchup for the Cleveland Browns this weekend at Baltimore.
Now, you guys have already beaten them, right?
No, we lost really bad.
Oh, you lost.
But yes, we started a rookie quarterback who didn't know he was going to start until like half an hour before the game. So they did him no justice. So
none, not a single solitary piece of justice there.
Yeah, we
all
got
right. Yeah, all right, Teshia. Player, coach, team, outside.
I have feelers for absolutely everything she just said. Like, that is hard football. Are you okay?
Me? Okay.
Rachel, are you okay? That's rough.
Yeah. I'm good.
Fair enough. Good deal.
She's trying to cap. She's trying to cap.
No.
Your team did lose to the team that she said was the most disappointing. So just wanted to remind you
that is the most disappointing. So you said it couldn't be mine.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay. All right, Brian, other than your team.
I'm gonna have to go with the Houston Texans. I know they're a division rival out there, but I can tell you this: I expected them to be at the bottom, bottom of the league, and right now, if the season ended, they'd be ninth. So they might get that final wild card spot there in the AFC. So that's pretty shocking with what they're doing and what CJ Stroud's doing right now. So pretty. Yeah, CJ Stroud's been pretty solid. So that's who I got to go with.
Anybody?
What?
No Ohio for me.
Yeah, that's way over my head.
The last memory I have of Ohio is Baker Mayfield planting a flag. That's the last memory I've got of Ohio.
Wow! Oh, got fired.
Brian, by the way, Rachel graduated from Ohio State University.
Oh, well, shots fired. Hey, friendly fire, okay? Friendly fire.
We're all friends here.
All right, G, the madman.
I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. I mean, I think we all thought they would be improved, but really, that improved? They put on a good show. So far this year, I didn't expect it from them. I really didn't. Never saw that coming from the Detroit Lions, the perennial losers that they always are. They break your heart every year. You think they're going to get there, they just fall a few players short. And I'm thinking, they got rid of Matthew Stafford a couple years ago. That was their best shot of winning. And who knew Jared Goff was the man? But he's playing pretty well.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think the biggest surprise for me is not any one team, any one coach, or any one player. I alluded to it in the opener or in the opening. The AFC North has all 4 teams in the playoffs right now. Now, we know that that's probably not going to last because the AFC North is a bloodbath, and it begins this weekend with the Ravens and the Browns. But to say that at the halfway mark of the season, with the Steelers being right there with the Ravens, only a game and a half back, with a minus 30 differential in points scored, with the worst offensive coordinator in the NFL, Mike Tomlin, as a ESPN Greeny would say, they're Tomlining themselves into playoff positioning. So I like the AFC North. I'm certainly glad we don't have to play them this year. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? Oh, okay. I had halftime here, but we're just gonna keep rolling along if that's all right with you guys. I'm gonna play a video, and of course, it is the part of the show that makes you say, "Whoops!"
Oh my God! Oh my God!
So I have a video that I'm gonna show you guys, because it made me say just that. But I want you guys to tell me what your thoughts are when you see this. Here we go.
Lob.
Yeah, that is.
Lobs it into Obi Toppin. Branham defending him. Victor comes over to help, and Obi hits it against the glass.
Oh my goodness. With that block though. Toppin was like, that had to be goaltending, right? Like
So that's NBA rookie, and I know this is a football show, but that's NBA. And I saw that, I was like, okay, I gotta ask them about this. Victor Wembanyama, the number 1 overall pick for the San Antonio Spurs, 7'5". Rachel, what did you see, or what did you think when you saw that dude pin that ball up against the backboard like that, and then just cup it and then take it up the court? How long we been doing this?
Shut up, Willie. He's gonna be a heck of a player when he hit his prime.
I don't know, but it's a different NBA. All right, Teshia, I know you're not a big basketball person, but what did you?
I am not, but that seemed like some talent to me. So I mean, I would, I'd do it. I'd try.
Brian, you're an Oklahoma City Thunder fan, and the Spurs. Well, they're not in the same. Well, are they in the same? No, they're not in the same division as you guys are. Yeah, they're in the Northwest. But you will be facing that team probably 3 times this year with that dude 7'5" and with that type of athleticism. Your thoughts on Victor Wembanyama in that?
Hey, anything Wemby can do, Chet can do better. So that's all I got to say about that. All right, Chet Holmgren playing like Rookie of the Year right now, so that's all I care about.
I hear you, man, and it's still early in the NBA season. Greg, it reminded me of a former teammate of ours, one Mr. Chris Elam.
I actually talked to Chris the other day, if you can believe that. Yeah, Chris was a freak in high school because he was 6'11", something like that. But yeah, that Wemby kid is phenomenal. I'll tell you, did you see the TikTok with him walking in on Halloween night dressed as Slender Man?
I did.
That was freaky. That was a little bit freaky because he actually looked like that guy. So, yeah, I will say this. He's going to have to put on some weight because that's going to be a frail body when he goes to face Zion down in New Orleans sooner or later. That's a big body down there.
Yeah, there's a good chance that Zion won't even be on the court because he can't stay on the court. And
that's a fact.
And speaking of Wemby's weight, that was my thing when they were raving about him playing overseas in France, I was like, man, this dude is gonna be too thin. But then I thought, well, this ain't the 90s NBA. This ain't the early 2000s NBA, where if you blow on somebody, they're gonna call a foul. So if anything, in my opinion, the dude came in at the exact right time. Whoever his parents are, they got together at the right time to produce this seed, because he's now in the NBA at a point in time where he can't be touched. And if he is touched, it looks like to me he'll just fall down. He's that skinny. But hey, we'll see. We'll see. All right, moving right along. I said earlier that we didn't have any true false, but I lied. And y'all let me lie. I don't understand.
How long we been doing this?
Oh my God, yes.
Oh.
How long? How long?
Okay.
Just a minute or two. It's no big deal.
Touche.
Yeah, well, I take that because it is what it is. Even though I have a million other things going on right now, even during the show, and that's what it is. But hey, that's holding me accountable. I appreciate that. So anyway, I've got some true false statements that I am going to give, and this is the part of the show that we do this.
Hi, and welcome to our true or false, in which I'm going to make 10 statements, and all you have to do is to decide whether they're true or false.
True or false? True or false? All right, Greg, you're up.
Uh-oh.
As it stands, there are 4 teams in the AFC North, and we just talked about it. All 4 teams are set to make the playoffs. True or false? By the end of the season, only one of those teams will be in the postseason. True or false?
Oh, I think that's false. I don't think all 4 make it, but I think a couple of them will make it. So I'm gonna say false.
All right, Rachel. True or false? The Miami Dolphins. Huh?
$1.
Higher, lower. All right. True or false? You made me forget what I was going to say. Oh, true or false? The Miami Dolphins, if they do not get home field advantage in the playoffs, they will lose in the first round should they even make the playoffs. True or false?
I think that's true.
Teshia C.
Hey, Willie, I think Brian and I agree they're not the best team in Florida.
No, that's right.
Well,
They aren't.
Oh, I knew that was going to cause an uprise. Let's go.
Wait. Okay, so true. Okay, Greg. True or false? No, I'm not gonna do that to you. All right, Teshia, here we go. True or false?
Oh.
There's true or false? The Kansas City Chiefs have 8 games left in the season. We will see Taylor Swift at 6 of those 8 games. True or false?
That's false as shooty. You know she's on tour, right?
I don't care what. I don't know what she does.
Physically
I'm
get
not
there. No, gosh, no.
Wait, tell me she's not a Swiftie. Teshia, you're not a Swiftie.
I'm not. No, I'm really. Oh no, I'm a football fan all the way. But
She's a
there's
Kelsey.
like physically things. I'm a Kelsey fan. Yeah.
Her cat's named Kelsey. One of her cats is named Kelsey.
Yeah.
All right, Brian.
3, but no, not happening.
All right, Brian. True or false? This New York State team, the New York Jets, will finish with a better record than this other New York team, and that's the Buffalo Bills. True or false?
I'm gonna say false.
I heard you
Shouldn't be hard.
Well,
No.
yeah, no. I mean, Buffalo, they've had, I think they've ran into a buzzsaw of just really tough teams lately, and they've just come out on the losing end. But I think Buffalo will end up winning the games they're supposed to win. and the Jets are going to lose games they shouldn't be losing. So, yeah.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys remember me telling you this in the Super Show preview show. I said then that the Buffalo Bills were frauds. Y'all don't remember that?
You did.
I am a genius whose intelligence will not be fully appreciated until I am gone. Like, man, me and Mike Greenberg are in the same situation when it comes to that. All right, I got one more true or false. True or false? Everybody expected for the Texas Rangers to beat the Houston Astros in the ALCS. True or false? Rachel? Huh?
Everybody expected the Houston Astros to beat the Texas Rangers, right?
No, everybody expected the Rangers to beat the Astros.
Yeah, I said that's false.
That is false. I don't think anybody expected the Rangers to even be here. And again, I
Oh,
threw
wait a
that
minute.
out.
Whoa.
Sorry. I mean, true.
I mean, you can't watch baseball and not see how they were the hottest team in the major leagues.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
season.
the thing is, though, Greg, is that nobody really nobody expected that team to be where they were when they got to where they were in the first round or even the second round of the playoffs, for that matter.
Well, when you take the trash cans out of the Astros dugout, I mean, they're just a mortal team. They don't.
They won the World Series last year without the trash cans. What are you talking about?
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly. Tell them again, Rachel. Allegedly.
This is a football show. Hashtag Brothers of Baseball Show. Big Game Christian Sports Network. 12s and 6s, 1s and 7s, Monday through Friday with your boy. And sometimes Rachel. Greg, we got to get you on there to talk some baseball too, because I know you're
I'll
baseball.
talk some baseball with you.
Yeah. So sometimes Rachel, sometimes Kate, sometimes a lot of people. And of course, yeah. All right. So Teshia, true, false. No, I already gave you a true, false. Brian, I gave Brian a true, false. Who am I missing?
Yeah, you did.
Greg.
You got us all.
I did.
You got us all.
You got us all.
Yep.
Yeah.
See, y'all are a good class. Very, very good class.
We listen.
All right. Glitter or gold? I'm going to rattle off a team that is currently in a playoff spot. Glitter if they're frauds, gold if they will be there at the end. Y'all ready? I'm going to start with Brian. Glitter or gold, which is kind of ironic because this team, their mascot is a color.
Mm-hmm.
Cleveland Browns, glitter or gold?
I'm gonna say gold. I think they will fringe get up in the playoffs. They're gonna be a wild card team. They're not gonna win that division, but they'll make it there. So I'll say gold.
Mm-hmm.
They got the best defense in the NFL right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
Good answer.
All right. Okay, Rachel, since you blurted it out, it's your turn.
Uh-oh.
Glitter or gold? The Cincinnati Bengals.
I would say gold. Now Joe Burrow is playing pretty well, and they're starting to hit their stride. So I would say gold for them. I think, and I know you didn't ask me this, but I think 3 of the teams in the AFC North will make the playoffs just like they did in 2020. So if they keep playing well, possibly could you get 4 in? Maybe we shall see. But I think
can't be 4. It can't be 4. The mathematics don't add up for it to be 4 teams.
Okay, well, 3 teams possibly.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it can happen, and hopefully the Cleveland Browns are in that mix, and they're not on the outside looking in, like they usually can be.
Mm-hmm. All right, Greg, glitter or gold? The New Orleans Saints.
110% glitter.
Really?
They're a hot mess down there right now, Willie. It's bad. It's bad.
So let me ask
you.
They
have potential to be gold, but they got to get it straight, man. They just don't have it down there.
Uh-huh.
Dennis Allen's got to go.
So let me ask you this then, G. What team from the NFC South is going to make the playoffs? Somebody's got to go.
I think it's going to be the Buccaneers, to be honest with you.
Really? So yeah, the Bucs.
Look, you can say what you want to about Baker Mayfield. He's playing pretty solid football right now. He's not. Look at the numbers. He's not flashy, but he's not being the Baker that everybody thinks he thought he could be. He's actually being a, if you will, an Alabama-esque quarterback. He's managing the game and not turning the ball over, doing what he needs to do.
Well, I don't know.
He's played better than Derek Carr.
I think the Saints are gold because that division is so poor. It ain't even funny.
I would like to agree with you, Willie, but I just don't see it, man.
Well,
I just don't see it. I wish they were.
Derek Carr plays in the second half of the season better than he does in the first half. So you got a little hope.
Lord,
there.
That's not saying much. He ain't got nowhere to go but up. Taysom Hill's a better quarterback than he is.
I'm talking about that dude like he's still my quarterback. All right, Teshia, glitter or gold, a team that is currently in the playoffs that will not make it, that won't be there at the end. I'm gonna give to you. Who do I want to give you? I think I want to give you the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, I want them to do so well. Who doesn't? Tough freaking year. I don't think they're gonna do it, but that would be really cool to see. That's all. Damn it. I'm sorry. Dang it. I said
Well,
dang
you
it.
basing that on Kirk Cousins?
Yeah, and that's what I was gonna say, Chi, is that Kirk Cousins has been lost for the year. Joshua Dobbs comes in and he don't know anybody's name on the team except for his own, and he leads them to a
Let's
victory
see how it
over.
goes.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
and the NFC North, I mean, they're bad as well. I mean, I just think that out of the teams that I asked you guys about, I think they're all potentially going to be gold. I really do. With the exception of maybe, well, nope. It's just so hard to tell. But I think I agree with Rachel that 3 teams from the AFC North get into the playoffs.
Yep, I agree with that.
In an otherwise,
Yeah, I agree with that.
AFC.
100%.
I
don't like
Steelers
it,
get
but I
left out.
agree with it.
Yeah.
So who you think the 4th team out is? What's the team that's not going to get in?
I think it's the Steelers. I think it's the Steelers because they have the worst quarterback in the division.
Oh yeah, by far.
They have the worst offensive coordinator in the division.
Do y'all think that if the Steelers don't make it and all the other 3 teams do, that Mike Tomlin will be in a hot seat because they're already talking about him anyway and stuff like that? Willie, you shaking your head? No, okay.
I don't think so. I think he's safe.
Yeah,
but
yeah, he's pretty safe in my opinion.
It's Nagy all day long over here, and I'm just like, no.
Mike Tomlin should never be mentioned as a coach that's in the hot seat. Never. Even if his team doesn't win a game for the rest of the year, which we know that's not going to happen because they always have a bloodbath against the Browns, and they've already beaten the Ravens, even though the Ravens dropped 117 passes in that game. Their wide receivers just forgot how to catch. But Mike Tomlin, I mean, the Steelers have had 3 head coaches in their entire history. Think about that. There's teams out there that had 3 head coaches over the span of 2 years. Las Vegas Raiders. So I don't know. All right, let's keep on keeping on, guys. We did the glitter go. All right, let's give out some mid-season hardware. We got defensive rookie of the year, offensive rookie of the year, coach of the year, comeback player of the year, defensive player of the year, offensive player of the year, and MVP. So, Brian, you look like you have a lot of good answers. Who's getting your midseason hardware? Defensive rookie of the year. Go.
I'm going to show you some love from your pre-show. I'm going to say Devin Witherspoon. I think he's played the most consistent as far as rookies, defensive rookies.
Teshia, why you got your phone up there? We can't see your face. What are you doing? You don't want me to ask you. You don't want me to ask you these questions, do you?
Oh no, it was just a child question. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay, my bad. All right, so yeah, Brian. Yeah, look, the secondary for the Seahawks, while they may not be the Legion of Boom, they're pretty good with Tariq on one side and Devin on the other side. And if Jamal Adams could ever stay on the field consistently enough, they'll have 3/4 of what could be Legion of Boom Part 2 instead of just Legion. All right, Offensive Rookie of the Year, who you got?
I got to go with C.J. Stroud. I talked about him earlier. I mean, the kid's got 14 touchdowns to 1 interception. He's playing out of his mind right now. I mean, for a rookie, he's like, fifth in most in yards downfield passing. He's fifth in the NFL right now. So, I mean, what he's doing is impressive for a rookie. So,
man, 14-1 is impressive for anybody. As a matter of fact, that TD to interception ratio puts him in rare air. You know who the other guy is? Tom Brady. CJ Stroud and Tom Brady. That's it. Put your O down. Don't nobody care about that.
I saw it.
Tom Brady, did you just do that?
Huh? Yeah, I did.
I was just practicing for my answer.
Yeah.
He looks like the best quarterback to come out of Ohio State recently.
By far. How do you think the Panthers are feeling right now? Coach of the Year, Brian, who you got?
I'm going to throw you a crazy curveball here, and I'm going to say Kevin O'Connell at Minnesota. I know that their record may not show it, but the guy lost Kirk Cousins. He's lost Justin Jefferson, and they're still on a 4-game win streak right now after starting 1-5. So they're 4-5 now, or 5-4 now. Yeah, 5-4. And so, I mean, that's impressive. I think that he's doing a fantastic job for what he's been given.
All right, comeback player of the year.
This one's going to be Tua. After his rough year, after the concussions, Tua's having, he was having an MVP-like season before this last game that he played. I think he's got to be in the conversation for it. So.
Yeah, no doubt. Defensive player of the year, who you got?
Rachel, I gotta throw you another bone here. Okay, Myles Garrett's playing probably the best defensive player of the year right now. I wanted to go Max Crosby, but he just doesn't have the stats like Myles Garrett's got right now. And I'm talking all the ancillary stats, not just sacks, tackles. I mean, Myles Garrett's doing it all. So,
you know who doesn't have stats?
Who doesn't have stats?
Brian in fantasy, because I'm whooping his butt.
Oh, my God.
Mute her. Hey, mute her. All right. Whoa. We don't need to talk about that. 1-2 in the league. That's all I got to say. 1-2 in the league.
Oh, y'all.
She just happened to. Yeah. She just happened to get the best of me in one game, and I scored like 160 points in that game. So
that was the only game I freaking lost. Oh God. All right.
Shout out to the fantasy league footballers out there. My days of playing fantasy have been hung up. All right. So defensive player of the year, Brian. Oh, you just said that. Offensive player of the year.
I'm gonna give this to AJ Brown. I think I know everybody wants to give it to Tyreek Hill, but AJ Brown is probably more consistent as far as what he's doing on an 8-1 team. So I'm gonna give it to him. MVP. I can't give it to Lamar because I hate Lamar, so I'm going to give it to Jalen Hurts. My boy Jalen Hurts. Yeah, my boy Jalen Hurts. He's got the best QBR inside. Hey, Alabama, OU. I mean, we can split hairs later, but Jalen Hurts is my MVP. I mean, he has the best QBR in the pocket this year right now. So I mean, he's on an 8-1 team. You could see how important he is to that team, because if he went down, they wouldn't be 8-1. I promise you that.
Yeah, I think you may be right there, but the defense for Philadelphia, oh my gosh, they almost gave away the game to Dallas, and that would have made me cry. All right, Rachel, let's get to you on your postseason hardware. Let's go down the line. Defensive rookie of the year, who you got?
Jalen Carter from the Eagles.
All right. And then offensive player of the year or offensive rookie of the year, rather.
Can I spell it out?
No, you cannot spell it out. We know how to spell. Just say the dude's name so we can go to the next one.
Okay, CJ Stroud.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. I'm not trying to be a homer, but Kevin Stefanski to have this team at 5-3 is an amazing feat. What, man? Look, you done had all these injuries, especially the best running back in NFL going down, Nick Chubb, and you still managed to beat the San Francisco 49ers. You went in there and beat Gardner Minshew in
Gardner Minshew? Are you serious right now?
Let me explain. He threw for almost 400 yards against us. He had a great game against us, and we came back at the very end. Something that the Browns rarely have been able to do is come back and win a game.
Did you really just headline Gardner Minshew?
I mean,
hey, me and Greg, thank you for that, by the way, for taking care of Gardner Minshew. So.
Listen here. But coming back and winning that game on the road, I don't think they won in Indy in a very, very long time. And they almost beat the Seattle Seahawks, except for, at the end, the defense gave up a little bit, and, they didn't win. So
almost only counts in hand grenades and horseshoes. All right.
7-1. So
if was the fifth. Brass monkey. That funky monkey.
Stop it. Stop it. That's Washita High School, baby. Don't do that no more.
All right. Comeback player of the year, Rachel. Who you got?
DeMar Hamlin.
Why? He ain't even played yet.
I know, but I think it's a great story that he's back.
Comeback player of the year, not comeback story of the year.
Okay, I know.
No, I agree.
That's your choice. Okay, that's both of y'all's choice then. That's your choice.
Yeah,
you had a heart attack.
Did you not see the footage? Oh, gosh.
I mean,
did you see him?
Thank you, Teshia.
Hey, the man did die on the field. I mean, let's be honest.
Technically, at this point, he's on pace to be comeback player of the year next year because he ain't played yet. So he may not play until next year, and then he'll be eligible for comeback player of the year that year.
If that's the case, then using their logic, then he'll be comeback player of the year 2 years in a row.
Well,
I'm just saying,
okay.
That's their logic.
So what?
How can you be comeback player of the year if you haven't played? Comeback
like that
player of the year.
Like that.
He's gonna be playing soon. As soon as he takes
Marshall, you know what? Last year when Marshawn Power said that Deshaun Watson was going to be the comeback player of the year in only 6 games that he played in. Anyway,
that's called football.
Marshawn Power said that last year. Shout out to Marshawn Powers, man. All right, offensive player of the year, Rachel, who you got?
Offensive player of the year, I had Jalen Hurts.
You do realize that the offensive player of the year is either a receiver or a running back award, right?
Oh, my bad. Sorry.
That's your choice, though. That's your choice. Your choice. Don't let me. Hey, if I can't talk you out of DeMar Hamlin, I'm definitely not going to talk you out of this one. All right, you
could.
No. You're MVP.
My MVP. You didn't ask for my defensive player.
We know who it is. You don't even need to say it. We know who that is. Come on now.
You already said it because when Brian said his, you shook your head so hard I thought you was gonna give yourself whiplash.
All right, well, it'd be Myles Garrett, and then MVP I got Lamar.
All right. Great. Step on up here. Defensive rookie of the year, who you got?
Well, Witherspoon was my pick, but since Brian has already said that, I still think Will Anderson's having a decent year as a rookie in Houston. They're playing better football than anybody gave them credit for. So I'm gonna go with Will.
Offensive rookie of the year.
CJ Stroud, no question about it. I had Bryce Young going in the season, and CJ is showing out. So
if CJ Stroud had played the way he is, Puka Nacua would be the other guy. I mean, that dude came out of nowhere, but CJ Stroud's by far exceeded what he should have. So as a rookie, anyway,
absolutely,
I could see the people after week 2 maybe scrambling in fantasy football to go and pick that dude up.
Mhm.
All right, Greg, keep going. Let's see. We got a coach of the year.
You know who my pick is.
Surprise, surprise.
Duval.
Surprise,
I mean,
surprise.
he's just steadily winning. If you run the gauntlet that they've run so far, 2 games in London, 2 weeks overseas, and they still winning. I mean, come
2
on,
weeks
man.
in a row for that matter.
That's right.
Yeah. DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player of the Year, I'm gonna go with Aluakon from Jacksonville. I mean, he's always among the league leaders in tackles. Seems like he's in on every play that they make on defense. When they need a big play, his name is called. I know I sound like a homer, but he's going to be up the top of the stats in the season's over. You watch what I tell you.
Hey, there's nothing wrong.
He's going to sack Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs and knock them out of the Jags are going to roll.
Okay, well, you know what? We're going to talk about that.
I just laughed out loud. I'm sorry.
At the end of the year for the regular season wrap up, Show Nuff, Show Divided, Super Show when we go into the playoffs. I hope you guys can make that as well because it's always a bunch of fun.
Absolutely.
All right. Offensive Player of the Year, Greg, what you got?
I got to go with Tyreek Hill. He's putting up the big numbers down there. As much as I hate to say that, but
I drafted him. Oh, I can't even text you. Hold on just a second.
I just wonder why the Chiefs let it go, but that's a whole nother story. But yeah, it's got Tyreek Hill with a close second to my boy Travis Etienne. Put up good numbers.
He's putting up great numbers.
Yeah,
I like it.
He's got a touchdown in 81 straight games now, something like that.
Yeah.
All right, MVP, Greg.
MVP, I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence. I think it's his year. I think when it's all shook out, he's gonna be the man. Jalen Hurts, no offense, Jalen Hurts is fantastic, but I think
that's what I picked.
What I think.
Y'all crazy.
Jalen doesn't have that. He manages the game well. Trevor Lawrence makes plays.
Maybe I should have phrased the question in a different way. Because what it sounds like to me is that y'all are still giving your picks from what you gave earlier in the season. And
if things haven't changed,
it was before the season.
But I'm taking Greg.
It's not like the Jaguars suck and they're
right.
the last in the conference.
But you got to look at who's okay. All right, I'm gonna run mine down, and I'm gonna explain after that. All right, so MVP, your MVP is Trevor Lawrence.
I'm going with Trevor Lawrence.
Teshia, who are you talking to?
What? Oh my God! Really, he wants to talk to me. Hello.
What's wrong?
Nothing.
Oh, were you up? You ready?
Doing a really good. Yeah, I'm doing a good job.
Yeah,
so
you
what
are.
Does it matter? Yep. Like literally.
So
yes.
Do you want to answer these questions?
You say that I will whip your butt, but
whose butt?
Whoever's. I don't care. I've done it fucking 8 times. So I said that word. I'm so sorry. I've done it 8 times. I can do it. I can do it. So sorry.
Oh my gosh. Teshia, we're gonna mute your microphone right now. Okay. She's muted. All right. And I'm not even giving her a chance to answer the question. All right. So let me give my choices and then we're gonna get up out of here. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I'm staying with Witherspoon because I knew he would be doing what he's doing. Offensive Rookie of the Year, how can you not go with CJ Stroud out of Ohio State University? They suck and I hate them. Coach of the Year, I'm gonna go with DeMeco Ryans, y'all, because nobody expected them to be where they are right now. I mean, good grief. Comeback Player of the Year, I think that belongs to Tua. Even though he had a rough game against the Chiefs overseas. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm going Max Crosby, baby. Max Crosby has more pressures than any other edge rusher in the NFL since last year. And his sack numbers may not reflect it, but that dude I've seen this dude by himself wreck a complete possession by an offense. Offensive Player of the Year, I think I'm going to go with Tyreek Hill. even though AJ Brown to me has been more consistent, Brian, like you said, 125 yards in 6 straight games up until the Dallas game. My offensive player of the year is Tyreek Hill. My MVP, quarterback for the Detroit Lions, Jared Goff.
No way. Come on now. Oh.
Dude. Come
Oh.
on, Willie.
No, man. Now you're just trolling. Come on, who are you trolling?
Jared Goff is my MVP. Most valuable player. Y'all talk about what Lamar means to the Ravens. You talk about what Jalen Hurts means to Philadelphia. And oh, by the way, Jared Goff is playing way better football right now than Jalen Hurts is. Now, I understand that Jalen Hurts is injured, but he's still playing. So injuries do not disqualify you from being what you are or being considered for something of this magnitude. Jared Goff is the MVP of the first half for me.
Wait a minute, you laughed at my Trevor Lawrence pick and you come at me with Jared Goff?
Right, right. Lawrence playing better football than Goff.
I don't know about I mean, it might be
Look at the numbers.
But it's not but it's not just about the numbers though, guys. I mean, that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
Trevor Lawrence out. Do you know can you even tell me who the backup is in Jacksonville?
It's Mark Brunell, right?
I can tell.
You can't even tell me. So let's talk about who's more valuable.
I can tell you it's CJ, and his last name ain't Stroud. That's all I can tell you.
CJ Beathard.
He didn't play at Ohio State University either.
Yeah, right. The Ohio State University.
What school did CJ Beathard go to?
Oh.
That's a great question. Pitt,
I don't even know if Google can answer that. Let's find out.
Florida Gulf Coast.
Was it Pitt? I don't know.
All right, so yeah, any other retorts? I'm gonna unmute the star, one of the stars of the show now. Let me see if she's gonna behave herself. Teshia, hello, Teshia.
I'll come back. No, I'll come back.
Iowa.
He was Iowa. Oh, I got it close. I was close. Pitt looks like Iowa. Close. They're close.
Close, but no cigar.
That's funny right there.
All right, guys. That's our time. I mean, I didn't even realize that we were this far into the show. Final thoughts. Plug yourself. How can people hear you, see you, kick it with you, all that? Brian, go.
Well, you can find me here on the Show Nuff Divided, okay, on every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And then you can find me on Twitter. I'm not going to call it X, at Sooner25411. I am the general of the Stutzman Army. That's all I got.
All right, Greg. Same thing.
You can catch me on all the social media sites under the Monroe Madman. I'm still doing my podcast with the 80s Metal Music Show, so give that a listen. It's on all the sites, podcast sites that you can listen to. Amazon, Apple, Google, all that good stuff. Go check it out if you like that kind of music. I'm even considering venturing off into maybe some video stuff too on YouTube. So you can go check that out. But I'm easy to find on any of the sites. The Monroe Madman. Search that. Give me a follow and a like.
That would be hot.
Good.
Videos.
And I'll be on this show every time Willie calls me.
Yeah, that would be hot. Teshia, you feeling up to giving
what?
Yeah. You can find Teshia here. I'll do it for you. You can find Teshia here on the Show Nuff Divided. She's the star along with Brian. She actually can be. You can find her on Twitter at Here for Football KC. Rachel, where you at?
Hi, you can find me on all social media at Sport. And then also you can listen to me at Her in the Huddle on WOVU.org. That's Mondays and Tuesdays from 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. And then you can also find my work on MLBbro.com.
MLBbro.com. Shout out to them brothers over there and sisters over there doing great work. Rob Parker, I'm still waiting on you, brother. What's up, man? I'm an MLB bro too. What's going on out there?
Yeah, you a bro, Willie. You a bro. We working on that. We're gonna work on that.
Yeah, let's get that done because that dude was at the World Series. All right. Teshia, you need to go. You need to go. She's not feeling well, y'all. She's not feeling
Just
well.
need to go lay down.
Yeah,
lay down.
Yeah, she needs to go lay down. With the quickness. So, all right. So for me, well, ShakeBack Media Group everywhere: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, Threads, TikTok, MySpace, the whole 9 yards. All right, y'all, that's gonna do it. Thank you guys out there so much for checking us out on Facebook and LinkedIn, YouTube, and of course Twitter. For Greg, for Teshia, for who else is on here? Rachel, and for Brian. Yeah, we're the kings of rock. We're gonna get up out of here, man. Y'all stay safe. Y'all hug each other. Y'all love each other. We'll holler at y'all again real soon. Peace. We out.
Peace.